Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another intermittent code fun, where we have fun with code and software and having fun. How can you have fun with having fun? Isn't fun supposed to be work? I have no idea. Aw, my message didn't update. My Twitch message was supposed to say day 63. Today is the 63rd-ish day of working on the financial management tracker. We've been making a lot of ground and getting a lot of stuff done. Uh, hello to anyone out there in the world of the internet. It's probably really confusing that I am streaming this early. A lot of you, not a lot of you, many people have already gone through, especially those in the European countries, have already gone through the time change for those of you that do daylight savings. And we just did this past weekend, so it feels like I am streaming an hour later, I think. I think that's what it feels like to everyone else who, for the past week or two, were already on a different schedule. Anyway, we're going to go to my desktop. So we've been working on the financial management tracker, and something that I realized this morning, like, I don't know, 2 minutes ago, maybe 3 minutes ago now, was that I'm still working out of this setup transaction branch. We just finished with the transaction service, and so what I should do is do a PR to merge it with master, and then create a new branch for all of the lookup list service stuff that we're working on. Hello, Avidus. How are you on this fantastic, wonderful Monday? Start of a new week for many people, for those that start their week on Mondays. Yeah, I mean, I don't really need to put any extra notes for this because it's self-explanatory, where we set up the transaction service. I guess also has some of the lookup list service set up. Whoops, my bag. And then we would have one of you guys review it for me so that I can move on and be like, it's 100% correct. It's gonna work. But we're not gonna do that. We'll just create the pull request. We'll make sure that there are no conflicts, and there are none. We'll make sure that all of our checks pass, all of our tests from our pipeline, which I don't have, but that's okay. So because my merge doesn't have any conflicts, we're going to go ahead and merge. I will confirm it. And we're going to delete the branch. And then we'll move back to master. And we'll bring this change with me, whatever change I was just now making, which I think was just cleaning up my usings. Don't know why I did that, but whatever. We'll bring that with us. Back to master. We'll stash it. Or actually, we'll just bring it. Bring it. We'll pull the latest, which we can't do. That's why I should have stashed it. Excuse me. Crap. Iron says, work has trained me to rename master to main. You're right. You're absolutely right. Master is a bad term these days. You're 100% correct. I really don't know why my new repository named this master, because the default is main. So I don't know how that happened. Keep file. And then pull. You can't pull. All I want to do is stash this change, which I don't know how to do. Dang it. Oh, here we go. Stash. My bag. Okay, I can get rid of, well, I'll double check to make sure that I can get rid of that, but let me do a pull first. We'll see about renaming master to main before I get too far. But I'll delete that branch, Control Shift B. And actually, you know what? That change isn't even something that I need to keep. So I'll get rid of this. Can you tell me what's in this one, please? Yeah, there are no changes, so all of these have been applied. So we're good. Okay, so let's rename master. Master to main. Renamed master to main. Which only happens on my local. Whoops, wrong button. Whoosh. There. Okay, which means that in the repo, which is somewhere around here, dope, finding man, we still have a master. Sumimasen. Settings, I think. Branches, rename, main. Oh, it's because I didn't do a PR. Do I have to do it as a PR? Is that what happened? I think I have to do it as a PR. Oh, no. Oh, we're good. Okay, so let's just verify. Hello, Amin. Happy whatever day of the year. So we should be able to go to remotes, change this to main, do a get, delete local. Dang it. Move. Here's what I'm gonna do, because I'm too lazy. I'm gonna go show folder. I'm gonna go close solution. Delete. Do you ever do extra work in one day to work less the next day? I do that a lot. That's my modus operandus. Oh, fine then. What is holding you open? The app is not currently running anywhere. That's the bot. I mean, 10 hours in the next day. Oh, that's a tough one. Kind of. Like, on average, I will have worked more hours in a given workday than 8 hours a day. But I try to even it out on occasion by working fewer hours in a given day. And when I say working fewer hours, I mean that I am pursuing other things like learning about AR VR during the workday because the previous day maybe I worked an extra 2 or 4 hours. But yeah, the point is that I'm supposed to be hitting 40 hours a week regardless of how I split it up. Oh, man. Dude. Dude. It is not open. Why are you telling me? I may start skipping a little bit. I forgot that when I open my task manager, it eats up a lot of my processor, which makes me look very choppy. I think we made it through though. Okay, who is trying to say that they are running the Finance Man? We'll go with, yeah, these. All right, that's one thing to try. What do you say now? Not that one. None of those. It's got to be Steam. Dang it, I hate it when that happens. Okay, we're going to cancel out, I think. Reopen. Go to the folder, which is where? C repos. I missed the answer, says Amin. I did answer, and I answered thoughtfully, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to provide the same thoughtful answer or not. The answer is that I try to, or my modus operandus, my normal way of behaving is to try to do all of as much work as I can up front so that I can get all of the work done and then do whatever else I want with the remaining time, which sometimes means that I will work more work hours in a given day so that the next day I would be able to use the remaining work hours that I worked the previous day on something else. But what usually ends up happening is I do the work hours in a given day and then I do just as many extra hours the next day. That's enterprise. It's on D drive then. Repos, git, lion, Finance Man. Okay, excuse me, can I delete this now? It's still saying that it's in use. I mean, it says basically the same. What would be telling this thing that it's still in use? The only thing I can think of is the application is still running. Visual Studio is closed. Task Manager says I don't have any dev env currently open. That is correct. The only thing that is running is the bot that uses .NET Watch. No Visual Studio. I'll temporarily, maybe not. I think I just reclone it to another folder. That's annoying. Visual Studio. Clone. GitHub. GitHub. Financial management to here. Financial management. Hey, look, it says main. All right, let me just make sure that I didn't break anything, and then we will make a branch into the Lookup List Service stuff. CD CD source. Oh, it's not open. Whoops. I was like, why do I have to go into source first? Awesome. Server.net watch. What's the wow? What happened? Oh, renaming the branch from master. Got it. With my dry, itchy forehead. Hello? No, it's okay. I didn't ask you to run. Oh no. There is an error. I wonder if it's one of those changes that I dropped. Output, Control Shift B. Oh, right. We've constrained T item to be a class that is an IHAS list type. And that was T lookup item. Excuse me. Arigato. And now you are not matching the interface. So let's go fix the interface. I didn't know that you could put the constraints in the interface too. That's cool. All right, now what do we got? So did anyone do anything fun over the weekend? I caught a little bit of Broken Sword's stream on Friday. He was showing some of his Photoshop skills where he was making he was enhancing a picture of his daughter holding a buggy. I can't remember what the thing is called. Maybe the announcement in Discord says it. Stream announcements. Nope. The description is not being pulled. Oh, wait, it's up here. It was a Wizard of Oz photo shoot of the kids. And he wanted to make the little thing that she was holding come to life. And it was really cool. I was busy watching shows and movies with my wife, but yeah, I was able to look over at it every now and then and see the progress he was making. And it was really cool. Good stuff. I was really looking forward to seeing him doing actual Photoshop work because his work is amazing, in my opinion. Prog Testing also, now that he's here, hello Prog Testing and Disco. Prog Testing posted a short survey to Discord. So if you have, I don't know, 45 seconds or so, a couple minutes, depending on how slow you read or how thoughtful your answers are. He posted just a thing that he's asking for kind of like, what would you guys look for in a workout regime that is a streaming kind of service. What would you pay for it? What are hard no's kind of stuff. So yeah, if you have a chance, hop into Discord and take a look at shared any. I'm so bad at remembering where these are. To ideas and feedback. I'm gonna actually pin that. So how long is that? Oh, he's gonna share another uh, survey link because it ran out. And there was a question that you had in there. I don't know if you have time to revise it, but one of the options that I would have chosen wasn't in there. So you were asking when you work out, what do you like to use? And it was like dumbbells and body weight and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I picked body weight because I don't like using exercise equipment. But another thing that you could include in there is, well, I don't know if it fits in the question because I can't really remember how it was worded, but something to do with cardio or resistant, like, I don't know. Body weight to me doesn't sound like resistance training where you're using your own body to resist you. But that's kind of the type of stuff that I'm into. Like, yeah. Okay, so it is body weight. So cool. It's just body weight to me sounds like push-ups and sit-ups and stuff, as opposed to balancing poses and cardio and Pilates type stuff, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know. Amin says I pay for free stuff. Yeah, cardio. Cardio is a big one for me. Making my heart healthy. Okay. I think we are good to go. Maybe I can just sneak this commit into master now that I'm able to build and run. Actually, I didn't test running. Cool. It runs. We can get to the pages. None of them give us any JavaScript errors. And we're good. So let's finish setting up our lookup lists so that we can populate our dropdowns and then have actual data to work with as we try to test out submitting transactions through this app. Once that works, we're going to be, I don't know, 60% done-ish. Cool. So prog testing posted it. Yeah, resistance bands are good, I think. I like them. But I still don't really use them very much because anything that has to do with causing stress on joints has not been good for me, especially the knees. Cool. My brain. My brains. Yeah, so this is where we're going to be getting it from. I said that I was going to try to commit to master. Ooh, fixed usage of generic for lookup method, lookup item, lookup list method. Okay, commit and push. I Can't believe he pushed straight to main. All right, and now we're going to create our branch for our lookup list work. Imp lookup list service. Imps. Cool. So that created a local branch for us, and it won't show up in GitHub until we either sync, push, whatever, or we just do a full commit and push with our next one, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a few local commits, and then at the end of the stream, hopefully I'll remember to push. If not, I apologize for any inconvenience it may have caused. So for those of you that might be new here, I have no idea if there is anyone that's new here. Otherwise, I apologize for all of you who have heard this 16,000 times. The application that we're working on is a financial management tracker. Its intended use is for an individual to track their financial transactions, such as making payments, getting deposits into their accounts, transferring money between accounts. Because I am currently using a combination of Microsoft Access and Excel to do my own financial tracking, I know that I could use sites like Mint or others to do that automatically because they can read my accounts and then update all of the information and provide some pretty robust and cool the new PayPal, some cool features and stuff. However, I've found that if I enter the financial transactions myself, I'm a lot more aware of where I'm spending money, where I could be spending less money, and all of the good stuff, you know, all of the good things. So I'm essentially turning that combination Access Excel experience into a Blazor web application, full stack web application with a backend. It's going to have just everything in it. Everything, including augmented reality. Wait, don't know about that yet. We'll find out. Okay, so I'm trying to work on getting these drop-down lists populated correctly. That is what this branch is all about. We're watching this tech layoff with somewhat 1,000 people got laid off from Microsoft. Okay. Speaking of, not really speaking of, but Microsoft. Tomorrow is technically day one. Today was actually day one of .NET Conf, but it was more of a introduce people that don't know much or anything about .NET so that they can get up to speed for all of the sessions that are coming up over the next 3 days. But yeah, starting tomorrow will be day one of .NET Conf, where I anticipate, maybe they've already set it for actuals, but I haven't actually looked. I anticipate them releasing .NET 7. You've been watching for hours? For hours? What do you mean for hours? It's already over for today. I'm pretty sure it's over for today, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. It's over for today. I has been watching for many hours. Oh. Unless there's another place that you're watching them from. Okay. Let's see. Lookup List Service. We're going to have an initialize step, and that initialize step is going to populate our accounts. And so we're going to do var other accounts for now. I have no idea why this is an underscore. What's up with that? That's weird. It's a local variable, so I don't know. You watch them on Twitch? Yeah, I mean there are other things going on that they normally have for their streaming sessions. Other account can't look up items. Account what? Account something or other. No, no, that's not how we do this. Oh my gosh. Or Copilot is confusing me. We have a get items async, and what we're going to provide to it is the lookup list type. No, it is the generic that we're going to provide to it. Okay, sure. And that needs to be an account item view model, right? Account view model. Okay. So if I am correct, which I'm rarely correct, that should replace this. Oh, right. I'm going to have all of these run in parallel, or asynchronously, I should say. All right, and this last one can cut. All right, and you're going to be accounts dot yeah, okay, this is fine. Accounts dot return object. I don't know. Oh, data, because I renamed it to data. I'm gonna get used to that. It's been a while since we've had to touch this. I used to call this return object, but it made more sense to call it data because the way that I say data is funny, apparently. Account name, and it already is a view model, so we're good to go. Well, okay, I know that we need to do null checks and everything, but this is not how I'm going to be populating these anyway. Populating. So we're going to get accounts. We're going to get deposit raisins. This is going to be a lookup item view model deposit reason, I think. And so that's going to be all of these, which is going to make deposit reasons need the dot data, and then rename, because I have no idea. Which means that we don't actually need to transform it, aka project. Although I project a lot. I'm just going to rename all of these now. This guy's just being a weirdo. All right. Okay, so our next one are our lookup item types. And our next one are payees. You and you. are going to be .data. Okay, so I said that I want these to all run at the same time because we can do as many HTTP requests as we want, as well as, since I'm using a DB context factory in the service itself, shared server, that's the right place, services, lookup item service, which I haven't implemented it yet, but we will be using a DB context factory when we're doing this, which means that we're going to have a context that's going to be able to do a query at the same time as a separate context, because we're going to be using the context factory to generate contexts or reuse context as needed. So we can do multiple queries against the database. The other way that we know that that is a thing is in the setup for my database connection. You'll see that we're using multiple active result sets, which should mean that our DB context can have separate queries that don't affect each other. Okay, so we are going to set I need a good way to do this. Copy. I wonder if that's a thing. But anyway, I need these. You're all going to equal counts task dot result, and then you and you are all going to be tasks. Oops. Tasks. Get rid of the await. And then we're going to do. So this is what I don't know. Var lookup tasks equals, and what we're going to do also is we're going to make these initialized lookup tasks just be static, essentially, and we'll get it from one list instead of creating the new list of tasks here. It's kind of cool that they are all, but anyway, this should just be a new list of tasks. Hello, Xcoding. How are you doing on this fantastic Monday? It was cool hanging out on your stream on Friday. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday. So what I don't know is, so we know this await task when all, which means wait until all of the lookup tasks have finished and then do the next thing. But is there a way that I can do await for each var cur result in lookup tasks by converting this to something? Oh, it looks like it wants me to do this to async enumerable, but I don't think that that's a thing. Doing well, preparing for some coding sessions. And yeah, it was on Friday. And I am doing really, really, really well. Thank you for asking. It's been a fun day so far. I was able to complete all of the stuff that I said I was going to do on Friday, which always makes me feel good. And then this morning I did some cleaning up so that I was able to present it very, very quickly during our stand-up. And yeah, things are going really well. At least it feels like they are, and I'm getting good feedback. So yeah, main project is going really fun. So yeah, this I would like to find out if there's a way for me to make some kind of async enumerable out of these tasks. That'd be cool. But anyway, this doesn't need to be a list. Now that I think of it, this could just be an array. Fine. He did not break the hello chain. Someone should break the ice, though, says Xcoding. That was a lot of hellos, though. Okay, so for each of these, if not accounts dot was error, and I'm going to call these responses. And accounts, accounts dot data dot any false. So this will do our null check for us, as well as check to see if there are any members, or not members, any elements in the list. But these are all account response, accounts response, accounts. Yeah, I'll put the resp after the plural. Okay, and so all of them are going to get the same kind of treatment, as if, oh, that didn't quite do it the way that I wanted it to. Impasta, that's better. Semicolon, and then I'm just gonna cool. What are you angry at? Code suggestion says no. No, man. No. Just no. So wrong. Okay, so that should take care of all of those lookup lists. I will need others. Which ones am I missing? I also need a better way to do this. What's the word? Discovery of lookup items. Shared lookup item, wrong. Lookup list type. Account type. Do I not have an account type view model? Oh. Wait, maybe. Excuse me, account type, are you an actual lookup list? Yes, it is. That would be why. Lookup item view model of lookup account type. Aha. そうだね. ¿Qué más? We have the account type. We have category. which is a lookup list as well. Oh. Okay. Oops. Categories. Oh, yeah. Here is one of the instances. That's not going to work anyway. This is not a good instance. So never mind what I was about to say, which was just that this is one of those instances where I use the capitalize letter, but since category and categories are two different, they have different spellings at the end of the word. The conto. You just made me say a bad word, didn't you? Deflux is here. Hello, Deflux, and thank you so much for that renewed subscription. 17 months. Holy cow. I cannot believe I have been streaming that long as an affiliate. And then even longer than that for not an affiliate. And you've been here since like very, very, very close to the beginning. It's account in Polish. Konto. And I still want to say it in Japanese. Well, with a Japanese accent. Konto. Pointers are for nerds. True, Ivan. So true. Are you a nerd? I'm a nerd. At least I want to be a nerd. I think nerds are cool. Thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. That was cool. Oops, this needs to go back here. Categories. Deflux says, I've come a long way. I've learned a lot. I know you do not use this service, but I do have a curious question for chat regarding an Azure service that I want to use. Clayman is here as well. Holy cow. Hello, Clayman. I got 2 shout-outs. Well, my shout-outs are lame. I want better shout-outs for you guys. But here's one for Xcoding, who's a really cool streamer. We hung out with Xcoding on Friday after Community Day. Fun times, laid back, relaxed, doing some programming. I was working alongside of him. And then I had meetings, so I wasn't able to fully pay attention. And then Clayman. Clayman is a game developer working on his own, like fully featured. It looks like an MMO. I don't know if it's intended to be an MMO eventually, but it's a really cool looking game. It's very bright at the moment, very colorful, and you can do all of these crazy skills. Most recent one that I was looking at was the Kamehameha type of thing. But I'm almost always looking on Clayman's channel now whenever he's streaming. What? I put Claymen, Dev. I love that. You are now Claymen. But yeah, the ragdoll physics in it are so much fun, like always. Just love to see it. Whoa.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but the shadow clip, holy cow. I could not find the audio volume for the shout out clip. No, don't be sorry. It randomly picked it. I didn't know. Oh my gosh. Gomen aside from me, I could not find the shout out clip because I was freaking out. Like, what do I do? How do I turn the volume down? Jeez. That was really loud. I apologize. But anyway, good times. You saw the clip. I don't even know what was in the clip other than the music, but you saw a clip that had there's like 2 clips out of over 100 that are loud. That's crazy. And it just happened to pick that one. How often does it pick that one? On other people's streams? Probably all the time. What was I doing? Deposit raisins. Recurrence type would be the other one that I want to get. So let's get the recurrence types. Ooh, good times. I'm a bad person. I wasn't following Deflux. Well, Deflux hasn't streamed yet, but he'll be getting tons of shout outs as soon as he does start streaming. Oh, it's going to be so good. Oh, whoops. Well, actually, I can go ahead and paste that. It'll be fine. I didn't put categories in here. All the risks he takes. Like I said, I want to get a better discovery for all of these lookup lists because it's the same process for all of them. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I'll do it with this one. So payee gets replaced with this. Oh, and then we just capitalize this. Control Shift AE. Except that that's not plural either. Son of a. Lookup recurrence type. Oh man. Okay, and thank you again, not again. Thank you for the first time, Strix FPS, for the follow. Really appreciate you. Live Coding is here. Hello, Live Coding. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So, Deflux before the before I made everyone explode, was starting to ask a question about an Azure service. So he says, we use App Insights, and the biggest downside is the cost. It's pretty expensive. For text logs, it is also not a great UI. I think they're called events or something. Please hold. So everyone is holding. Live Coding is saying to Deflux so far, go to Azure Portal, your App Insights, monitoring logs, Blade. And so Blade is one of the terms that Azure uses. It's just a menu item on the left, in case that was any amount of confusing. And then close the wizard pop-up that opens, and then run traces. And then I think every line shows up as a trace. If you're doing rich structured events, those are in requests, which are actually pretty useful. And it shows how long web requests take to complete. And there is a little button on the left of the query window, and it will show you all available things, all of the available blades that you can look at. Oh wait, you said of the query window. Sorry. Yeah, so I think my query packs are empty, I think, because I do not have traces. Interesting. Interesting times. Okay, any other lookup lists? No, those would be all of the lookup lists that I have, and as you can see, I'm manually putting them in my initialize. So if I add a new lookup list, I'm going to have to remember to do it here. And if I were smart enough, I'd be able to generate all of my lookup list initializers to put them in my cache up front. Yeah. Instead of needing to do it this way. Because, you know, there's a chance that I actually am still missing one of them in all of this. But we're just going to say that it's all there. We're going to find out what the application looks like when we rebuild and run, see if we actually have values for our drop-down list still, and find out what we need to add to the table in order to be able to get some drop-down items. And then after we make sure that the lookup lists work and that the transactions work as well for logging them, we'll start working on the editors for each of our lookup lists. SQL Server Object Explorer is completely broken. Like, I get that message on occasion, but it never stops me from actually showing the Object Explorer. That's new. Looks like we'll be using, unless that's what happened last time, because I remember needing to open SQL Server Management Studio last time as well. But yeah, there's a conversation going back and forth between live coding and Deflex, and I'll read more of that out once they get further into it, because I think it's going to be helpful information for anyone else that's struggling with App Insights. Oops. Cool. And then Deflex is going to share a screenshot of what's going on. No, it's broke. Why are you broke? Oh, because none of the lookup getters are none of the lookup service is implemented yet. So we should be getting error 500s with the message that the service is not implemented. Wait, that's not what we're getting. We're not even getting to the, oh, we got a couple. We got a couple of responses. Right, because the client side is implemented, where the only thing that the client side does is the HTTP GET. Oh, wait, they are not implemented. What? Sumimasen. You're being confusing. I want the service interface up too. Who here is swapping Twitter for Mastodon? I don't really use any of them, so not it. Xcoding is saying I use both. It's like, why would you, if you have a lot of stuff in your Twitter, why not use both? It'd be like saying, who here is going to switch hamburgers for pencils? Why not use both? That was a terrible analogy. I know. I wasn't trying to call one of them a hamburger and the other one a pencil. I was just trying to say that you could use both. They are mutually exclusive. That's all. The burger tastes like rubber. What am I looking at? Does anyone know what I'm looking at anymore? I'm trying to implement these services. So, do we have a lookups controller? Aye, we have a lookups controller. Does that lookups controller have endpoints for... Oh, yeah, we were going down this route because Scott had recommended having a base controller, a base typed controller. And so we started following that, and I like it a lot because all of them have exactly the same methods and ways to perform the methods as well. So I just needed to create one for each type. So there was, how many of them? Accounts, account type, category, raisins, line item type, payee, and recurrence type. Account types turns into categories. deposit reasons. Line item types. Payees. You know what, though? I don't think that I can use the plural version the way that I'm thinking. Unless I somehow transformed the type into a plural version, which I don't think I did. Amin says, I need to tweet to keep my 3 followers up to date. Oh, man. So, did you know, and I don't know if this is just a property of the .NET Twitter account, but did you know that if you were streaming something with the .NET tag, it would retweet it for you? I used to tweet out when I went live, but that meant logging into Twitter and creating a new post and stuff at the time. Oh man. I don't know if you guys remember me mentioning this on Friday, but I got an email that the build was breaking. And so we haven't been able to get a successful build. Thankfully, the build that I made with the demo project built successfully and in master and is available. Unfortunately, there have been like 3 PRs since then, not mine, and the build has been breaking, and so they don't have a daily build. But the client wanted a demo of the project on Friday, and we're like, yeah, we can get that to you. And it was ready, but then the build just kept breaking. And I'm like, why don't you send them the most recent one that was successful? They're like, well, we need to give them the latest. It's like, you don't, because it's not building. The latest is the one that built successfully, right? With the changes that they were looking for. The thing that I'm trying to mitigate is them coming back to me and saying, I thought you said you were going to have this to us, but blah. It's like, it is ready. I don't know why they're not giving it to you. But of course, I can't say it that way because I need to support my team and say, well, we have run into some issues, and here's some polite way of saying that they don't want to give you the that version. Okay, anyway, point is I need to go back to my lookup lists or lookup item service. Oh, yeah, okay. So the way that I was planning on doing this is having when you are running in a way that needs to use a HTTP request in order to get these items, then the way that I would like to do it is have the request based off of the lookup item type or T lookup item view model. And I wrote an extension. Not on that. I wrote an extension on I lookup item view model. Well, let me get these in the order that I want them real quick. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going back and forth. Oops. Wait, that's post. Delete. Okay, so get all get, which are 2 gets, and then post, and then put and delete. That's the order that I like to have my services in when they follow the CRUD pattern. You don't have to do this. It's just how I have my code organized. Okay, so if I recall correctly, we have an iLookupItemView model that has an extension method on it. Oh, come on. Didn't we write something on Friday or maybe Wednesday where we could get back the API endpoint based off of the TLOOKUP item type? Maybe it was lookup item type that we put the extension on. Well, you know what? It should just be here and shared. Extensions. iTransaction data entry. Nope. 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 Xcoding said, I need to learn to organize better my code. You spell organize like an American. I got yelled at for spelling analyze with the Z. They're like, that's not how you spell analyze. I'm like, it is in America. Oh, Germans also spell it with the Z? Oh, like organisieren. Zieren. Zieren? Organizes. So yeah, we have no extension. So I don't know. Maybe now is a good time to make the extension. Although the thing that might have come up was that this TLOOKUP item is actually all going to just be a lookup item view model of one of these two, a generic. So everything is an iLookup item view model as long as it inherits or it implements this. And the only two that we have are lookup item view model with a single generic and lookup item view model with a pair of generics. Ooh. So what did I miss between deflux and live coding? We talked about you should see stuff within a few minutes at least. And deflux says, yeah, I see that there are a few things in there, but not a lot. There are no traces. One. And live coding was like, you'll see things in a few minutes. Also, errors are put into exceptions. So if you're having problems, look there too. And then deflux posted an image on the Discord. And it looks like this. This is interesting to me because I haven't used it. I mean, I've done the Microsoft Learn courses for it, but I haven't actually used App Insights. So he found traces, he ran traces, and the conversation continued. Oh, there's a lot of screenshots that I missed. Oops. There were multiple wizards that popped up. Dang. Huzzah, and good luck, and Kusto, whatever query language they're using is fine, but it's of course totally different from, for example, SQL. So enjoy the opportunity to learn. Oh, you worded so nicely, live coding. Enjoy the opportunity to learn. I would have probably worded it as opportunity to struggle, but whatever. Zulius is here. Hello, Zulius. And then live coding said, one last thing, deflux. Set a daily limit for your app insights. Infinite logs equals many $signs. What's going on, Zulius? And Dukasoft is here. Yeah, everyone's coming an hour later because now daylight savings has screwed everything up and we're just being confused all over the place. So it did happen this weekend. We fell back. So it feels like I'm streaming an hour. Wait, an hour earlier? I don't know. I don't. Time is. Yeah, it should feel like I'm streaming an hour later than I normally do over the past week. But then before that, it would have been the same time. And then daylight savings, man. Tukasoft was in a meeting. So maybe it didn't screw people up as much as I think. But yay, we are farmers. Pum, 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 pum. We're gonna try figuring out where to put this. Okay, so let me give you an indication of what is troubling me. Right now I have my controllers all listed out as the plural version of the entity name without the lookup on it. Dang, that is a lot of emails. Oh, they were finally able to get it to build. Awesome. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, except for this one. This one I cheated. Ooh, that would have been bad. Hops. Make sure they're, returning the right data. I guess that means that these are going to be recurrence types, just to make sure that we match completely. So anyway, point is I have all of my API endpoints for the lookup list being the plural version of the lookup list. And that's going to make it a little bit more difficult to use a string pattern where I was intending to use the lookup list type, this thing here, and just doing .toString on it. And then one could argue, well, all you have to do is pluralize that by putting an S at the end of whatever it is that you are doing. And that doesn't work in the case of categories or any other lookup list that I might add that needs to change Y to IES or change the last characters. So I think, and I don't like it, but I think I'm going to need to make these singular to match the lookup list type, or turn all of my enums into plural. I like having my API endpoints plural, and that's almost worth it to me to violate that I normally don't use plural enum members. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna do that for now. Wait, are you being used anywhere else to generate data? No. No, it is not. Okay, so we're fine. Cool. So we will still be able to use the lookup list type, And thankfully, all of my lookup list item view models inherit from lookup list item view model base. No, they implement I lookup item view model and I has lookup list type. But that's only the T item from it. Oh crap. So I did. I did. I did. Is this static? This is not static. Can we make it static? If I make this static here, statics, is that going to break my interface? Doesn't, isn't there something weird like when you make a static method in your interface and then you implement it here, isn't there something like there's now both that exist? A list type from I has lookup list type dot, and I'm implementing, I don't know. I forget. We're still going to try it. I can't do that because this is abstract. So when I look up item, wait, where is I has lookup type in these? Does that break my implementation or no? Yeah, the fact that this thing isn't complaining about not having all of its members implemented is telling me that this static version is not going to work the way I'm expecting it to. Okay, so let's just get rid of static for now. I don't want to be too clever yet. We can try it in the footer. But for now, we'll just have the read-only return that specific type. First, we hydrate after we educate. But that means that I'm going to need an instance of this object when I'm trying to get back the list type. I don't know that I want that. Let's just keep going. Let's find out what we get when we try to implement our getter for a specific account type. So one thing that we want is a response model that is going to be returned at the very end. I initialize those so that if any exceptions occur during this process, instead of letting an exception happen, I capture it and then I set a flag, or actually I add a friendly error message to my response model that can be displayed to the user. Then we do a try. Oh, right. Since this is on the client side, we know that we're going to be using HTTP requests to get the data that we're looking for. So in my constructor, I'd like to ask for HTTP client, which I could be using a HTTP client factory, which would be better for me. Is that what we ended up doing with the transaction service on the client side? Does anyone remember? No, we just asked for the HTTP client. Okay, so we're just going to do that for now. We may look into using HTTP client factory in the future. Again, lots of future things. I'm very future oriented, which means that I'm never going to get anything done today, right? That's how it works. First thing we do is try to get a response from the server, which is await get from JSON async as list of t, nope, as response model of list of t lookup item. View model. And the endpoint is going to be always, so we're going to have something that never changes. Perfect. Except that I think it's just called lookups. API. Yeah, lookups. API slash lookups slash. And this is just going to be our URL pattern, actually. Funny. Okay, no naming violations that I can see. And so this is going to be string format URL pattern, and then the type. So this is the thing that I'm having troubles with. I would need to instantiate a new TLOOKUPItem view model just to get back the static member, or not the static member, the lookup type. Is that what I want to do? Because the other thing, like I said before, that I could do is make an extension off of iLookupItem view model, which gets back the type. But once again, that I would still need an instance of. So what I'm talking about doing is activator create instance. Then I would be able to go in here and say type instance dot item type. Nope. What? Oh. Yeah. Crap. Yeah, the only way that I would be able to get the list type is if I also made sure that this thing implemented I has lookup item. Which means that in this thing, my lookup list service, I need all of them to have that constraint on them as well. Which means UE, and in my server-side implementations, all of you. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to go with it. Let's roll with it. Let's see what happens. We can clean this up later, right? And besides, Xcoding says, first we hydrate, after we educate. But first, let's be brave. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to get the list type by doing this. And that means that we're going to do... I just don't know a better way to get back the type other than... Yeah, how would I even do that anyway? So my other thought was going back to the static property, where the type is still a read-only property that returns the correct enum, the correct list type. But I still wouldn't be able to do that using the generic. I would still be using reflection to get the actual type and get the field or get the property from that type that is the list type. So yeah, I'm going to go with this one. And look, repeated code. So this one is also going to be the same. Yeah, I could add, well, okay. Is that not all? I mean, I could put it in lookup item view model. Oh, not all of the T items. Yeah. Oh, shit. And then do a switch on possible enums. Well, I could just use the .to string on the enums, which is what I'm doing here. Because it's going to be a direct translation API / lookup / whatever the actual enum is what gets turned into the controller action. So deposit raisins. And I wish that I could put in here name of, and then lookup item type category, for example. But this thing requires a static thing. Not a static, a literal string. Yeah, so let's just keep going with this and find out how we can make it better in a second. This one is just going to have the added /ID. They all need the cancellation token to be forwarded to them. Okay, and so if not rest dot is hello defines, it's been a bit. Not resp. Oh crap. Yes, resp. Yeah. Yeah. Close. It's very close. How have you been, defines? Hope you are well. Hope you've been amazing. If not, I apologize for an inconvenience I may have caused you. Otherwise, I am happy that you are doing well. Okay, this is going to be our friendly message because we don't want to display full exception information to the user unless we are in debug, in which case I would want to see more information about it. And I have overloads on add error where I can add a single string error or an actual exception or a validation. And then I have the plural versions of each of those as well. The request to get the list of you know what, this is going to go up here. Problem is I didn't put display text on each of them. I could do that. Instead of renaming the enum, I could give them all display texts. But for now, that'll be fine. Okay, and then at the very end, we will return resp. There should never be a case where resp is null. How's that even possible? So we are initializing resp up here. Oh, it's not. We are only replacing it with the one that was returned from the HTTP request if resp is not null. And then we are instantiating it here if for some reason resp ended up being, well, at this point, resp will not be null. Yeah, that's safe. Safe. Okay, so then all of this logic is going to be the same, except that this one is going to be getting at a specific ID. And since we're not writing, I'm not going to implement add, update, delete. I just want to get this set of them working. You are not a list. Yay. Thank you, bud. You're amazing. Okay, we're going to go with this. So let's look at the controller action, just so we can trace it. Let's say it is an account. Then we get to this controller. Which will be an implementation of lookup controllers base of account view model. And then we'll do this get lookup items, which will go to the server implementation, which we are going to write now. And lookup item view model is going to be a view model. It is not going to be the database entity. So we really do need to switch based off of lookup item view model. But the problem is TLOOKUP item view model is going to be a lookup list of some database entity, or accounts view model, or payee view model. No, that's a lie. Account view model is a lookup list. What are they even called? Excuse me. Where are all of my view models? Shared lookup models. Account view model is a lookup item view model of database entity. So no matter what, all of these are going to be lookup item view models of database entity. But that still means doing a lot of reflection just to get these lists. Because what I would do, what I'm thinking of doing, is extracting the generic So if lookup item type is generic, has generic. I don't want to do it that way anyway. I don't want to go down this road. I don't want to go down this route. Essentially what I'm trying to get back is this. So T lookup item view model is going to be a lookup item view model of some DB entity. And in some cases, like you just saw, it would be the ID type entity. And actually, in all cases, when you go up the chain, it will be of some ID type, DB entity type. And so I'd want to get this back and then do a context.set of that type. And then transform that into a new lookup list item. Exactly. Yep. And then return that. But that's not working for me. Man, oof. Don't solve it. How do I move on without solving that? Do I try something different instead? So live coding said that was a helpful explanation. Anyway, I don't know exactly how to solve this except to say don't solve it. Solve it without generics? Oh, that is much better. I mean, it'll make it more simple and probably easier to maintain. Like the whole point of using the generics was to be able to add as many lookup item types as I wanted without needing to add add another service implementation that's going to do exactly the same. But we can still follow the same approach that we did for the controller. No, we can't, because that one's still passing the generics along. What was the project that I did this in? I usually do entire page per query so I don't feel this pain. So let's see if I still even have this project downloaded. Yeah, exactly. The thing is that I'll need to that is true. Like what I used to do and what I think I'm gonna do. Oh, thank you. Thank you, live coding. I know what the answer is. Thank you so much for giving those ideas, for giving your thoughts on it. This gets into architecture, so I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying why I don't have the problem. What I normally do is I have one lookup view. So let me do a quick check-in. Implementation. Local commit. I'm going to go back to main. We'll create a new branch for add lookup view. How am I going to get back? Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. I want to create a view that is specifically for my lookup list. Man, my brain is just stopping me from doing this because there's a lot more that I'm not taking into consideration. But we're doing it. Come on, brain. Just let me try it, please. Okay, but you're just going to be wrong. So this is going to be a view called lookup list lookup item. Sorry, this is a view. I don't like that it's got the same name as everything else. I lookup item. And actually, shouldn't you be lookup item base? Yeah. Crap. The problem is that I have a couple of tables whose T keys are not just ints. I mean, they'll still map to it, so it should be fine. And then we can cast from int to that actual T key type because they're enums. Dang it. Tripping myself up already. Lookup item base. And then I would need to implement abstract. Wow. Is that really what I did before? My brain told me that the thing that I've done before to get this is switch on type. Actually, it was item. Item? What's the name of the actual that this thing? I don't have item in here. That was a bad direction. What I was going to do was create a view that has all of the possible lookup list values, which would then give me back wait a minute. No, because I wouldn't be able to use that constructor. I was going to say I could create a constructor that I set the lookup list type in, but I can't. But I could just use the, that wouldn't work either. Gosh, brain. Okay, so what would this look like if I didn't use generics? I would have a single service per table. I believe that's called the repository pattern, and I don't want to do that. Because it doesn't work when you use the same service on both client and server side. So the same interface, I mean, for the service on both sides. Maybe it does work. I think it just has to do with having a ton of repeated code, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, DB context is a repository pattern in itself for the most part. So you're just putting another layer of repository on top of a repository. So all of these have equivalent DB sets, and that DB set is the repository for each of your database entities. You just don't have something that will transform view models into those unless you use something like nice. Yes, live coding. Live coding just said you can skip the repository pattern, just put the code in the thing where you need it directly. And then I'm happy to chat about this on Community Day for 7 to 13 hours, minimum of 7 hours. Yeah, I would love to hear your takes on that. I know that we're going to come to a good answer with this for the way that I want to do it, which is to have my one generic lookup list service. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. T lookup item view model, I'm expecting to be an I lookup item view model. That's not necessarily the case. Where am I getting this lookup list wrapper? You know what? You know what we can do? Let's go ahead and partially take live coding suggestion. And what that means is for my get lookup items, why is that one first? We can switch on T lookup item view model, case type of account item view model. Account, okay, what are you, just account view model. Oh, case var T when T is a type of. Why are you angry at that? Type of. Wait, does that mean that I really can just do it like that? No, you can't switch on generic. Okay. Then our next ones, it's not category view model though, would be a lookup item view model, which you can't do like this. I was thinking this is how you tell it that it's a generic. But I think instead I'm going to have to do int, and then the second one was lookup what? Lookup account type. And so I'm essentially doing one per. I just wish that I could get a T lookup item view model dot list type. So this is what I was trying to accomplish by saying that iLookup item view model has a public, actually it was an IHAS type. Has a static lookup list type. Why can't I get back to where I'm trying? Yeah, and that doesn't actually work. Right. So lost. I has lookup list type, not static. Lookup list service. That's not a thing. So let's just keep going this way. It'll get done, and then we'll make it better. We'll make it a lot better. Lookup deposit. Lookup line item type. recurrence type, except that you are going to be recurrence type as the T key. And that's what breaks everything for me. I had to go and make T key an actual enum. Oh, jerk. Payee, oops, int pay. And so you can see here that the thing that I really want to get back is this type, because if I can get back this specific type, then my query is going to be the same for all of them. Where account view model is actually account entity, a lookup item view model of int account. The last, oh, that was the last one. It's just these two are not in alphabetical order. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lookup list type. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 more, like 18 or something like that. All right, so we will go with, I know phone, I know, using var context equals await ctor idb context factory. Oops. Oh yeah, a finite man. Except that I want to use a private field. Thank you very much. I think it's just finite man context. Await DB context factory, create DB context async, pass in the cancellation token, and I will need to wrap all of this in try catches because I think that I have the cancellation token, or not that I have. Cancellation tokens by default do throw if canceled. I don't know for sure, but I like having it wrapped in a try catch anyway. So based on the actual type, we'll get represp equals await count context counts where not where. We'll just do toList async. Nope, not toList async. We need to transform it. Project it, I said. Select view account view model. Sure. There is no sort order. But we also want to set account name and account type. Apparently I don't have a last updated either. Account type ID. Oh crap. Nope, account type dot name. Okay. And do I have an account type ID? I don't have an account type ID. That's not helpful. Resp dot data equals of type x no of type of type that, right? Is that right? It's got to be right, right? So essentially I would do this for all of them. Payee is the only other weird one. So we're going to finish up writing this today, and then we will investigate whether it works on Wednesday. Do we have anything else payee related? We got categories. You actually have a sort order, I think. Ooh, I never related my payee. Oh, because this needs to be payee. Oops. To categories. And categories is a list of string. Cool. Is it actually? No, it's an enumerable string. Okay. Do you? No. All right, we're going to go with that. And then for the rest of them, it's going to be pretty much this, except that there are no extra fields. Oops. Lookup item. Oh. What? .to string. Oh, types. What? Lookup. Oh, right. Because the actual DB set that I named it doesn't have the LU on it so that it wouldn't look weird. Even though it still looks weird. Okay. Currents type. I missed. I always miss. Pasta. Crap. Dang it. You're all in except for Lulu account type. Come on. Deposit raisins. Line item type. Okay, so we may as well run it. I don't think it's going to work, but we can give it a shot to see if we get some values or if we just get errors. And then we will quit there for the day, pick it back up. Yeah, this is a common use case for AutoMapper. You're absolutely right. I would try that. Oh, yeah. And then I'm starting from DB context. Yeah, this thing, go away. I said nothing. I'm not even here. I appreciate you, though, not being here. You are helpful. Okay, so the application did start, and one of the first things that it does is initialize lookup list, unless that doesn't actually happen on this screen. It only happens in here. Ooh, ah. And they're all going to account. Where are you all going to account? And why is it telling me that it's not implemented? We just implemented it. No, you didn't. Okay. How about now? Are you implemented? Cash me outside. I am not even here. Ooh. And there you go. They all went to accounts. They gave no data back, but they also didn't give us an error. So good-ish. Not the worst, not the best. But that does mean that it successfully yeah, that should mean that it's successfully called this. The problem is that these are all I'm using too many generics to do this the way that I'm expecting to. So I probably will figure out a way to put the enum in here and then ask for the right thing back. Yeah, I'll do that. But we'll figure that out in Wednesday's stream. So for today, that is it. I appreciate you all being here and hanging out. You've been a fantastic crew of wonderful people. I have been lurking in other people's streams. So we're going to go ahead and raid another friend from that I met through Irish John. He probably doesn't really know me anyway. His name is Black Mage UK, another game developer using Unity. I love watching people use Unity. So if you feel like hanging out with me there, then just hang out in the stream. Otherwise, we will see you the next time that you show up here. So that's it for me for now. My videos will be posted on YouTube within around 24 hours after the stream. After 24 hours after the stream, provided I remember to go and make a thumbnail, schedule it to publish and all that fun stuff. But yeah. And then also, our Discord, we hang out there on occasion. When I don't have meetings, I sometimes show up in the community voice channel. And yeah, that's it. Ciao for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, whatever time it is.